Pisces, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to your Taurus season, May 2022 horoscope. Thank you for being here. If you haven't subscribed, I would be grateful if you would do that. Please like and share. If you're interested in a personal reading, you can head over to my website at jovesstar.com. That's jovesstar.com, and send me a message in the contact section, and I will get right back to you. I'd love to read for you. So let's take a look at how things are progressing here for Pisces rising. And I am going to move something really quick, and then I will be right back. Okay, there we go. You probably didn't even see me bug out on the screen, but I did for a second, so I could move this chart. So let's take a look at how things are progressing here. We have the sun in Taurus. Oops, boy, gotta get myself organized here. Okay. All right, let's try this again. So we have the sun here in Taurus. In your second house of values, Uranus traveling with the sun. This is really bringing you into thinking about what's important. You could have had some upsets there that involves your earned income as well as your personal resources and comfort. Maybe you just came to a decision and a conclusion all of a sudden that what's really important to you isn't what you've been struggling for or with this entire time. The North Node is traveling there, and that's this guy right here. Directly across from the South Node in Scorpio, and these nodes are karmic, nodes of fate, and they are traveling around the zodiac. They're traveling in the sky, affecting all of us in different areas of life, and this is very, very deep transformation. The South Node in Scorpio, ruled by Pluto, is all about very deep change, powerful emotions. In your that's the 8th house, I'm sorry. In your 8th house, that could be bringing up karmic situations. It is right there in the 8th house is, what we owe and who owes us. And that can be actual money in terms of shared resources, but it can also be karmic debt as well. So are we letting go of some of those karmic connections? Have we paid off that debt? Or are we just cutting the cord and moving on? In terms of our shared resources, are we separating our resources that were combined with another person? Are we paying off debt? Somehow those things are coming back and coming up to be dealt with, and could be pushing you with this opposition here towards really thinking about what's important, simplifying your life in terms of your earned income, or just overall thinking about your own personal value, bringing you back into this is about me and my own value, what I need, what makes me comfortable. Saturn over here is creating a T-square, and it is doing that, the little bugger, for all of us these days in different areas of life. But Saturn's been traveling in your 12th house, and so in your mind you could really feel things could be bugging you for a very long time. With this T-square, what I talked about in terms of what you owe, that's debts, or to people, anything like that, or just things coming up in your memory that maybe were deeply buried in, you weren't really looking at, talking about, thinking about. Something about Saturn T-squaring those nodes could really have been bothering you, making you wonder what you're responsible for. It could also be, a gnawing that is forcing you to take a look at what you're truly responsible for when it comes to your past, right? Saturn in the 12th house can be really reviewing our past behaviors, past anything from the past. Not generally something that we're really talking about, Also, something that could be coming into your dream space, some kind of responsibility restriction, just something that could be bugging you, that is forcing you to let go of some kind of combined obligation, whether that be with a person or with actual money, and actually simplify your life. I think that you're just likely in a place where you're like, screw trying to keep up with all of that. I need to simplify things and get back to basics. Also, still have a lot of energy here in Pisces that has been traveling in your first house. And as a Pisces rising, you're used to dealing with sensing and feeling and the energy of the environment and people. Very much a psychic and energetic sponge, being a Pisces rising. And that may have that feeling and that absorbing of energy outside of you could have been much more intensified over the last few months. You could have found yourself really coming back to yourself, reflecting very heavily, alone, in an alone space. I can see Pisces rising really hunkering down these last few months and trying to sort out how it is that they feel, what their connection to their own spirituality is, trying to protect their energy from what's going on in the world. Neptune, that rules Pisces, which is in there, Jupiter and Venus as well. That kind of brings a collective sort of mass entrance into you as a human being of just all of this energy and the feelings. So Neptune dissolves the boundaries between us and everybody else. And like I said, Pisces usually feels everything that's going on in themselves as well as out there. And this probably has intensified it the last few months. Also, with Jupiter and Venus traveling, there have been conjunctions with Venus, Jupiter, and Neptune. You could have had a love interest come into your life too that just sort of landed in front of you and you weren't expecting it, but could be really bringing you love and compassion and comfort at a time when you might need it, hopefully helping you provide yourself some protection from all of that energy out there that we are entangled with, but more so for Pisces rising. Jupiter and Venus moving into Aries, which is into your second house, which if you are in a place where you're at a crossroads with what's important and what you need to let go of that you've held on to, Jupiter and Venus moving into the second house in Aries should give you definitely a level of independence and activity to take some action there. Definitely much better energy for you, I think, Pisces rising, with Jupiter and Venus going into Aries, into your second house. So, if you're wanting to make changes there, pare things down, get your life back down to basics. Maybe you're thinking about a move. It's a good time to do it. Mercury is going to be moving into your third house of, in your third house of communication. Mercury is at home in the third house. Mercury will be in Gemini. This is a very strong place for Mercury to be, so your mind should definitely be operating more clearly now. Mercury will go retrograde on May the 10th, back to Taurus, and then forward again into Gemini in the beginning of June. Now, even though Mercury is at home there in Gemini, retrograde might see a little bit of hiccup there, especially when it comes to communication, so cell phones, things like that, text messages. I don't think it's going to be too super serious. Third house can also be planning, It is the immediate environment, so your neighborhood, things like that, relatives. You know, if you're planning a short trip or you're trying to get things coordinated, Mercury retrograde might cause you a little bit of irritation there, but it shouldn't be anything too serious. Just keep an eye out, and if something happens, just kind of go with the flow there. That's what's going on. We had a solar eclipse yesterday. I'm recording this on May 1st on Sunday, so yesterday, April 30th in Taurus, gosh, that could have brought you some surprising news or some kind of epiphanies. We have a lunar eclipse on May 15th in the sign of Scorpio, and that should prove to be super interesting. Hold on to your hat. I think that a lot of changes are coming for all of us. But I think that you might, if something's been gnawing at you that you want to let go of in that area, whether that be a karmic connection or debt or your combined debt or something that you're trying to reconcile, that is of a very deep psychological nature. I think when this lunar eclipse comes around, you might get a little bit of assistance from the universe. So be on the lookout, be aware of that. So definitely could be a very interesting, life-changing month for Pisces rising. I'd like to hear what's going on for you. Drop it down in the comments. That would be great. Otherwise, I will be back in June to do your Gemini season horoscope reading. And until then, may the stars forever be in your favor. Take good care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.